Alright guys, I wanted to make sure we're really set on this product rule. So remember our product rule was if we had the same base and they are being multiplied, we can add the exponents. Now I want you to remember that if we have examples with coefficients or numbers before them, we did a few like this yesterday, you're just going to multiply the coefficients, right? And then you're going to simplify, well, I'll probably use this whole line. Let's start over here. Then you're going to simplify the variables with the product rule. So we did a little bit of this, but we only were using one variable yesterday. So let's look at just one to get warmed up like we were doing yesterday. So 3x to the 6th power times 5x to the 2nd power. So remember, I'm going to multiply my coefficients. That's the number in front of the variables. 3 times 5 is 15. Then I can simplify. X is the same base here. When they're being multiplied, we add the exponents. So 6 plus 2. So this would be 15x to the 8th power, right? And then sometimes we're going to have different variables. So let's look at 4a3b times 3a squared b to the 5th. So again, we're going to multiply our coefficients. 4 times 3 is 12. Now we can simplify our variable, but we have to simplify them one variable at a time. So we have a, and this would be 3 plus 2. And we have b, which would be just 1 plus 5. So we would simplify this as 12, a to the 5th, b to the 6th. See how I'm just adding here? Eventually, if you stay organized and go step by step, you won't need to show this part, right? But let's do a couple more showing that step. So what if I had negative 7 p to the 9th power q to the 3rd power r times negative 4 p to the 2nd power q to the 6th power r to the 4th power. Okay, so first we would multiply the coefficients. Negative 7 times negative 4. When we have two negatives, it's positive, and 7 times 4 is 28. Now we're looking at our p's. We have p to the 9th plus p to the 2nd, so we can add the coefficients because they're being multiplied. Q we have to the 3rd power plus the 6th power since they're being multiplied, and r we have to the 1st power, right? If there's nothing, there's just one of them, plus the 4th power. So this would simplify to 28 p to the 11th, q to the 9th, r to the 5th. That would be in simplified form. Okay? So I know it's going to get a little bit trickier as we go through here. Here's a tricky one. Let's see if you can do this one on your own. I'm going to try and stump you. AB times 6a to the 5th b times negative ab. Go ahead and pause your video and give this one a go. Okay, so our coefficients, we have a 1 times a 6 times a negative 1. So we're going to have 1 times 6, which is 6. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. Now we have to do our a's. We have 1 plus 5, which is 6, plus another 1, which is 7. And then we have to do our b's. We have 1 plus 2 plus 3, right? So 1, 2, 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is what I should have said. Made it sound like I was adding on 2 and then adding on 3. Right? Because this is really 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So we had 1, 2, plus that 5 is 7, and 1, 2, 3 total of the b. Okay? Does that make sense how we would use the product rule there? Alright, let's do 2 more, okay? Negative 6 a squared b times 1/2 ab. So here our coefficient is 1/2, but we're still multiplying them. Negative 6 times 1/2 is the same as negative 6 divided by 2. So that's negative 3. We have 2 plus 1 more, so we have 3 a's. And we have 1, 2 b's. When they're being multiplied, remember we add the exponents. And finally, one more to try and stump you for today. How about 12y times 2/3 xy to the 4th power. So first, if we are multiplying our coefficients, 12 over 1 times 2 over 3, I would simplify across. I would take 3 out of the 3 once, 3 out of the 12 4 times. So I just have 4 times 2, which is 8. So that's what I would do to multiply my coefficients. Now I have a y and a y to the 4th, but first I have an x, and there's just one of them, so it's just being multiplied by x. That would be to the 1st power, but we don't usually write it like that, right? This is really y to the 1st power, so I have 1 plus 4 more, so I have y to the 5th power, right? And that's how I would simplify that monomial. Okay, you're going to do boom cards today. Make sure you're getting several correct and marking it as complete in Google Classroom once you get it done in Boom Learning. All right, have a fantastic Tuesday.